Welcome, everybody, to the Independent Mind podcast. As always, we are your host. I am DJ Mixwell, and I am with my brother, Giovanni. How are you doing, my guy?
Dude, I'm really excited for today's episode, man. You always find the most interesting and fascinating people to bring on board. So I'm excited for Chris Bacon here today.
Yeah, blessed with 10 years of being on the grind, 11 this coming October. And I've been lucky to meet a lot of cool people and be friends with a lot of people, party with some people. And that kind of leads us into our guest today. We got Chris Bacon. He owns his own clothing brand. He dabbles into the stock market, crypto game, everything in between. Chris Bacon, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's always cool to get people that I know on here, as always. So let's just start off from the beginning. Tell us, for people who may not know you, let us know about a little bit of your background.
All right. Well, like you guys said, my name is Chris Bacon, and I do a few different things. Day to day, I've been in the insurance industry for the last 10 years. I've done about everything you can imagine, from customer service to sales to being an agent to being a broker, an underwriter to marketing to data management. I mean, you name it, I've pretty much done it in the insurance industry. In the last couple of years, I've kind of just realized that I need to be doing more. So we're doing more. I'm a huge motorcycle enthusiast, and I ride a Dyna myself. So I created the company Death-Proof Dynas, which is a motorcycle-based clothing company. You can follow that on Instagram at Death-Proof Dynas. I also, like you said, I mess around in the stock market. I've been really into cryptocurrency lately with the running trends that have been going on. And that's something I've dabbled really deep in right now.
Fuck yeah. No, it's always good to just be spread across the board. Like what we were saying before we started recording. The one analogy that I always use often, actually a lot, is imagining a whole wall and it all being power outlets, and it's just keep on plugging away, just waiting for that one spark. The more things that you do, the more you can keep on plugging. So that's good. That's good that you do it. And I was very happy that you remembered that I said that.
Hey, absolutely, man. That's my favorite analogy when it comes to this kind of stuff. If you're not doing more than one thing, you need to today. It's not what it used to be, where you could get a regular job and it was going to make it for you. It's not what it used to be for our parents, what they had, what our grandparents had. We got to change it up these days. Got to adapt to the times.
That's big facts. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I read something that we're coming up to be the first generation to where, like, you either need 2 jobs to make that rent and to survive, or to have a roommate, basically. Like you're basically forced for a roommate to live with that girl that you probably don't want to. Nah, just or to just keep yourself fucking busy with multiple streams of income. So that's definitely, that's basically all the shit that we're on. So that's really cool. So with everything that you do, let's just jump right into, let's just say, your clothing brand. Everything that you did before, like with the 10 years of doing stuff with the insurance, did any of that like help you get into, or more so, let me just scratch that. What got you into your clothing brand? And then we can go from there. What got you to create it?
Well, I created this just because, like I said, I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. Dynas are a model of Harley Davidsons. For people that don't know, they're pretty much the most popular one on the market. Things like Sons of Anarchy made them really famous. Famous motorcycle clubs that you see on the History Channel made these bikes famous. A Dyna is the industry standard of club style motorcycle. So that's why I lasered it on that. I ride one myself. I love my bike. With what you were asking, did the last 10 years of the insurance industry help me with this? Absolutely. It's the same thing. It's networking. It's beating the streets. It's talking to people. It's bouncing stuff off of your close peers to what you think is going to work for you at the end of the day to make this work, to make this take off, to make sure it's hot to the public. But yeah, it's all the same concepts pretty much that I've taken from selling and taking care of my customers and insurance to bringing it over into a different industry with the same concepts realistically.
You see, that's honestly like a great realization. I think often, a lot of us find ourselves working at a job where maybe it's not, our end game job. Maybe it's like something that we dislike or we're unhappy with. But often, like the task that you're doing, the day-to-day things that you're doing within that job are lessons that can translate to multiple other fields. And like for you to have that acknowledgement of like you working in the insurance, so you brought up, you did marketing there, you were a broker, so you probably had to manage people underneath you. You had to like nail down the streets, you had to work sales, customer service, all these, sure, like you were working in insurance, but all those skills translate over to any sort of entrepreneurship, into any other job. And I think that's an awesome realization that, quite frankly, it's awesome that you had that. But also, I think for a lot of other people, that could be beneficial to have that insight and realize that like that job that you're working at right now could potentially be teaching you a lot of skills you can transfer over. It's a good silver lining.
Absolutely.
And to piggyback off of that too, I don't think a lot of people realize that more than most jobs kind of build up skill sets to do your own thing. Whether if it's an entry level job or to beyond, everything include, you pick up skill sets of customer service, how to talk to people, the whole communication of that. I just think whether if it, entry level to warehouse to anything, like if you have that open mindedness, you can pick up those certain skills that you're doing, whether if you go into discipline, waking up at a certain time, to whatever the case may be. There's a lot of skill sets that you can take from your 9 to 5 to go into doing your own thing. And I don't think a lot of people realize that.
And the thing is, you have to. It's there. You just got to see it. You just got to grab it, and you just got to run with it. That's the best thing you can do with your 9 to 5 or anything that you're doing is try and take something away from it.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've talked about before on the cast is using your 9 to 5 as your investor. Does that pertain to you?
I do it every day right now, actually. Not exactly in the most traditional sense of that concept, but like right now, because of COVID and all the crap that's going on in the world, I'm not working the same job in the insurance industry. I've been working in data and marketing for the last year, which is fine. It's not like I'm starving. It's not like I can't pay the rent, but I have a lot of spare time as well at this job. I take all of this time, and that's how I taught myself one of my other streams of income, which is cryptocurrency and investing. I'd like to give a big shout out actually to Danny Calderon, because he gave me a class to learn from that he used when he was learning the stocks. So, I listen to that class while I'm working. I watch videos while I'm working. I look up articles about stuff that they're talking about in these videos while I'm working, so I can pick what I'm investing in next, what I want to be watching, so I can watch these charts and trends and put my money where it needs to go to make myself long-term wealth.
Facts. Nah, yeah. I think me and Danny got through like maybe 4 videos of it, and it was really dope. And remind me when we get off the cast too that I'll send you another one that has like 8 or 9 videos in there, and I think it'll definitely help you out as well.
Awesome.
From the same guy, but different just different videos. So yeah, it's really dope.
Cool.
Yeah. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, no, facts. With you, actually I'll ask this because I've actually been wanting to. Every time I see you, you always got your bike, and I think we joked around about like when we would go to the one house that we would always be at to party. I'd always be like, "Damn, you ride hella far, like hella far on that bike." How did you
yeah. When I lived in Henderson,
I would always joke like, "God damn, you're riding."
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
What got you into just motorcycles in general?
My brother actually, he's not my blood brother. He's like my childhood best friend. He's been on two wheels as long as I know him, the guy, and I've known him since I was a kid. And he moved to Northern California when we left high school. So, I didn't see him on the daily like I did, but there was a point in time where he moved back to Vegas for a while. And, he had his bike, and he had been always saying for years, "Come on, Bacon, get a bike, like move up here. Let's do this. Get a bike, get a bike, get a bike, get a bike." And finally, he was out here. I had the financial means to do it. I got on a bike, and I mean, like I knew how to ride dirt bikes and stuff like that before, but I was like the worst dirt bike rider you've ever seen. But I got a Harley, and I got on two wheels on the street, and I fell in love with it. And now it's been, probably 3-4 years now that I've been on a Harley and been on two wheels on the streets, and I can't get off. I hate driving. If I could be on two wheels every day of my life, I'd be happy.
I believe that.
Even if it kills me, because Mixwell, I've came close. Even if it kills me, I'll still be on it.
Fuck. Hope that don't happen in this wild ass town. Every time when I see a motorcycle street bike accident, my heart's always skipping an extra beat because I'm like losing a beat, skipping a beat, whichever term it would be. I'm always thinking it's one of the homies between you riding motorcycles, Jovan on a street bike, and all the other homies that ride as well, Jamez. I'm always like, please. I don't want it to be anybody, but I'm like, fuck. Don't let me be the way that I find out is by me going on Facebook and seeing a goddamn news article.
Oh, see, I got my big accident out of the way, bro. And see, as long as I carry this hat with me, it says death proof on it. I live by it. We'll be fine.
That's a good little, like a good luck charm there, huh?
Right? Exactly. It says I'm death proof. I mean, I believe in it. So.
Is that sort of what inspired the name of the brand, or was that prior to your accident?
Actually, no, that's exactly what inspired it. I was in a horrendous motorcycle accident 2 years ago next month.
You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. I went down, and it wasn't my fault. I got really messed up. I got flight for life to the hospital. I spent a week in the hospital. I was bleeding to death when I got there. 3 surgeries. I have a fake elbow. Shit. Yeah, my whole elbow is a full surgical steel replacement. My triceps attached to it. They reconstructed my hand, like half my hand on the other side. I got more road rash scars than I know what to do with. I had a hole through my leg, like about the size of a quarter, about halfway through my knee. How does that happen? One of my mirrors went through my leg.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. 120 miles an hour versus the ground is not forgiving, let me tell you. No way,
dude. So what exactly led to the accident? I mean, you said it wasn't your fault, but you're fucking going 120 miles per hour.
Okay, so like, I wasn't originally.
Come on, dude.
Okay. Let me back up. Then. Yeah, you're right. That does sound really bad.
Yeah.
So I was speeding. I was doing 90
nothing heavy,
traffic.
120.
No, hey, 90 is my average cruising speed. Thank you.
All right.
So I got clipped by a truck. And when you go into what's called a speed wobble, where your bars are just going like this, and it's a nasty feeling. You're just like,
Yes, it is.
yeah, I'm fucked. And what you do is you throttle out to try and save it, because it's a kind of the concept of like, let's say you roll a quarter across the table and the quarter slows down, it starts to wobble, right? Well, if that quarter had the momentum, it would stay up. A motorcycle is the same way. The motor turns the same wheel as the actual wheels turn, as the sprockets turn. It all moves together. The bike wants to stand up. So I throttled out. I leaned back into the balance point of the bike, and I ran out of speedometer, and it didn't come back. And that was when I was just like, well, I'm going down, and I let her go.
Fuck. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this was on the 15 in California.
Oh, wow. So you're
like
super lucky.
in like 5
you didn't get ran over or
traffic.
anything, huh? Like
almost did.
That's
close.
So lucky.
I got out of the way, but yeah, it was a miracle I lived. I mean, when I went down, I was in a curve, and I mean, me and the bike went over to the right, and that's when my mirror went through my knee. And then I high-sided back over the bike, and me and the bike plowed into a wall. And like, I dragged my face down the wall. I was wearing a full face helmet, but like the helmet was scraped pretty much flat on that side. And then me and the bike separated, and I tumbled for a quarter of a mile.
God
just
damn.
sky, ground. Yeah, it was a nasty one. And then I had to stand up and get out of the way of a car, because it was going to run me over. It was.
Did you have any like protection here? Like, as far as you mentioned, you shattered your elbow. Do you have any like elbow guard, knee guard, or like back guard, anything like that?
When I ride, I normally just wear like a really thick leather vest.
Yeah.
I had a good pair of leather boots on. I had a good helmet. You know, it was summertime though, so it was like,
incredibly lucky, dude.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wasn't wearing a great set of gloves, so they peeled off my hands. Like, I lost all my fingertips. Like, it was just disgusting.
I can't imagine what a fucking ragdoll mess that would be, man. Like,
oh yeah, that's the perfect description of what I was.
Yeah, just a rag dog fucking.
Oh yeah, just going down the road, boo 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 boo. Like, all I'm seeing is sky, ground, sky, ground. Yeah. Every time my arms, because I tucked, you know. Every time my arms hit the ground, I just felt more skin coming off. It sucked.
I couldn't imagine the feeling of being on the freeway doing that, because I've rode dirt bikes for more than most of my whole life. So I've had that I've had that feeling of, you know, you're staying, you know, you're starting to lose it, and it's almost such like a helpless feeling.
Oh yeah.
Dirt sucks, but I just couldn't imagine on a fucking freeway in California. The motherfuckers will hit you and just keep it pushing.
Oh yeah, they almost did. I had to get myself up out of the road. Like, I had to peel myself off the pavement. I tried to get up with my right arm, and my elbow was destroyed. I collapsed. Luckily, like, I was conscious the whole time. I was in my head the whole time enough to where I was like, okay, that arm doesn't work. And I rolled over to my other arm, and my hand was shattered, but at least I was able to push myself up and like get out of the way of this car, because that car would have finished me off.
Fucking idiot.
That's fucking crazy. And it's
that's where we came up with Death Proof.
There we go.
Yeah, you need to go give a shirt to fucking Hugo too, because he's death proof as well.
Oh, right. I know it.
Getting ran over by a semi on the freeway, that is fucking crazy that nothing like horrendous happened to him.
Dude, well, you know that cooler saved them, right?
Yeah, shout out to Yeti coolers.
Right?
Because with them bitches being $300-$400, I now understand why they're that much. Them motherfuckers will save a life.
Right? For real. I'm like, I need one now.
God damn. Yeah, so crazy. His accident. Insane. And I know he's going through a couple surgeries, so shout out to him for pushing through. But Fuck, that could have been so much worse, just like your accident.
Oh yeah, I mean, from mine. I mean, I walked away with a busted elbow and a busted hand and flesh wounds. Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really lucky, man. Like that's why I mentioned like the back guard, or something like that, because you're going that fast and you're ragdolling. Like it's so easy for your back to just not catch the wrong way, dude. And that's all it takes. Especially slamming into the wall. Like if you slam into the wall the wrong way, like there goes your back. Like,
oh yeah, I used my face for that though. So
there we go. Hey, thank God I got a good helmet.
Right? shout out to Builtwell.
Hell yeah.
That helmet actually, dude, Builtwell was so dope about it too. I sent him a picture of the helmet and just how it was fucked up. And they gave me half off my entire order. They said order whatever the hell you want. It's all half off.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so great company.
I think Yeti did the same thing with Hugo, right? Like
I think they gave him one new one.
I think
they gave him more. They gave him more than one.
Yeah,
they sent a nice care package.
That must be so awesome, dude. Like, owning a business and like something like a fucking cooler cup, right? That started with like little tumblers. They have like these ice chests that you put in your backpack or whatever, and like you get a random email by some random person whose life was just saved from your product. Like,
insane.
That's going all the way up to the CEO, man. And that guy is just reading that shit, smiling his ass off. Like, that's the best
goal.
PR, dude, possibly. Like, launch an ad now.
Right?
I swear.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they did it, honestly.
Yeah. No, for sure. That'd be like a great ad. Like, same for
not only will this cooler save your ass with ice for the next day at a hot ass lake in Nevada, but this bitch will save your life too if you use it as a backpack.
Strong enough to sustain a semi truck.
And if it doesn't bust open, you might even have cold beer for the hospital.
Yeah, swear to God. Literally. That sandwich is still intact.
Yeah.
Hey, better than hospital food.
I bet.
Yeah, I think
it's like jail food, hospital food.
Yeah.
Fuck,
school
I don't
lunches.
know though. Some
yeah,
of them,
right.
if you're in jail in Northern Nevada, specifically in Hawthorne, that shit is better than hospital food.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I know that by experience, but I know that by experience.
God damn.
I think one of my lunches there one day was a fucking nice, like buttery fucking bread, grilled cheese with some top ramen and a nice Kool-Aid that actually had sugar in it.
God damn.
In a jail, you know what I'm talking about.
Yup.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I
got a fucking Uncrustable Smucker's PB&J, dude. Like,
bro, speaking of the Uncrustables, fucking, I was on the phone with Barry Bands, and I forgot what the fuck how this subject got brought up, but he was talking about when he was in juvie and he got given some Uncrustables, and he had like a fucking like a blueberry one or something crazy. It was a waffle one. It was a waffle. Ooh. It was a waffle Uncrustable. He was showing me. I was like, no way. He started sending me the pictures when we were on FaceTime, and we were like, oh my God, that is fucking, they look so good.
Oh, he has this like exact one still, or a picture from the internet?
No, a picture. Okay, I would have been dying if he'd had it framed or something.
Like
he carried it over as a memory. It's a limited edition.
Right, I just had to clarify.
And what's funny too, because we were talking about like the Uncrustables, and I was like, damn. And with his name being Barry Bands, we were like, damn, we need the collab of one called Mixed Berries.
Hey, there we go.
What?
Some motherfuckers.
You could hit a lot of stuff with that.
That'd be like a great album cover, right?
Bro. Mixed Berries, that would be great. I was damn near in tears when we brought that up. Man,
that's awesome, man. All right, so earlier in the start of the show, we were talking about how like you have these multiple streams of income where you still have your insurance job. You're doing your data now, right? And you finally have extra times. You're getting into crypto, you're getting into stock investing, and you're running your clothing line. So these are three different streams of income that are coming in. How do you manage all of those? And obviously, if you have three, you must be hungry for something else. Are you working towards anything else as well?
Um, as of right now, I've just been focusing on what I have been because, I've been only doing the stock thing for 6 months or so. I mean, I dove in heavy. Like, I'm pretty savvy at this point, but I'm no financial advisor. But when it comes down to it, it's like, I've just felt for years that I need to be doing more than one thing. And it's because, I look at my parents who are both, they did okay in life. They aren't rich, they aren't poor, but I look at them now and they're retired and they followed the mold that everyone that you guys, that they told me that we're supposed to do, where you go to high school, you get good grades, you go to college, you get good grades, you get this piece of paper that says you can have this job. And then you go and work at that job to pay off that loan that you took out to get the piece of paper to do the job. And you pray you got some extra time left over at the end of it to actually retire and enjoy your life, and hope you saved something. Because let's be real, especially for us, we're never going to see Social Security and most of the benefits that people right now who are retired see. So for me, it's I can't sit here and do one thing. I can't work a normal job because I know that I'm not going to make it. I'm going to work until I'm dead. And I refuse to do that. So that's why I've gone out and I've done other things to start getting myself to a point where it's like I have multiple plugs in that wall that Mixwell was talking about. And I'm waiting for one of them to spark. And, when stuff comes my way that interests me, it's going to get added to the pile because I'm going to keep plugging at that wall until one of them or more than one of them takes off so I can be financially free. Because, I set a goal for myself this last year that I'm retiring by 35. I'll be 28 in September. I'm retiring by 35. And if I don't, I failed in life.
God damn, that's a super aggressive goal. But I get the feeling you're going to hit that 35 and you may be in a position to retire, but you're not going to want to.
I have a few things set up that I think are going to get me there.
Good.
Without going too far in detail and boring the crap out of you guys. But you know what? Even if I was financially free, I would still do stuff. I wouldn't just sit there and be stagnant. Because you know what?
Damn boring. Like, I mean, after a while, like it'd be fun at first, but I feel like after a while, a year in, you're like, fuck, I need to create something.
It's like a lot of people during COVID. They didn't work. And like, it was cool at first. Like, hey, we're not working. We're getting this money. But I can't tell you how many other people were like, yeah, I'm bored as shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I think like I would get to that point too. And, I mean, I wouldn't have to be as aggressive. I could do it at my own pace. But the goal is to get there and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, right. And I think it's a little bit different too, is that once you can get to that level, everything becomes a choice at that point. It's a choice on what you want to do. It's a choice. Everything's just a choice. It's not mandatory. It's not having to work
freedom
till fucking 62, 65.
Yeah.
Cause same thing with my parents. Like, they're not retired yet, but it's like they're not rich, but they work themselves out of the fucking basically being poor, because that's exactly what they were for a long time. And my dad's basically in that point. Like, he's coming to the point to where he can retire at 62, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be going until 65. Luckily, he's going to be retiring through a union, so it's a little bit better than some others. But I always think about that as well, where I'm like, fuck, man, 65, like
you're old as fuck, dude.
That's
you're tired as fuck, bro.
That's 40 years from now.
I'm so tired even thinking about that.
And it's like, and I don't blame him. Like, he did what he had to do, like, he held down the fort when my sister was going through chemotherapy sessions, doing what he had to do So I don't knock his grind at all. And I think I might have mentioned before that even with him working a 9 to 5, it's always inspired me. Does it inspire me to do exactly that? No, but it inspires me and shows me what a man has to do, no matter what it is, that you wake up every day, you go do what the fuck you got to do and hold down the fort. If you got a family, if it's just you and a girl, or if it's just you got to hold down the fort regardless. And in its own way, it's definitely admirable. But 65, man, I'm in the same boat where it's like, fuck, my back's already hurting thinking about it.
God,
like,
dude, my knees are already going out, bro. Like, fuck that. Yo, so Chris, just very quick. I just want to rewind back to when you were talking about, your parents, and honestly, like a lot of our parents, a lot of our older generation, the idea was, go to school, go to college, get this piece of paper, get a job, work that job, pay off the loan, retire, and then have Social Security. You mentioned that Social Security won't be an option for you in the future. Now, this could be a little bit conspiracy theorist wise, or maybe me like nitpicking at certain things. But why did you say that won't be an option for you? What do you think's the future? What do you think's going to lie in the future where that won't be an option for other people?
Well, the thing is I don't think it's going to be an option for any of us. And it's just because Social Security, if you really dig into it, is a flawed system. The people who first took Social Security got way more benefit than they ever put in. And I mean, that compounded a lot to the point where, I mean, look how much is going on with that kind of stuff when they look at it, where they're trying to save Social Security, they're trying to save it. They're always having problems saving it because it's a flawed system. Like it's going to run out. Like I'm telling you right now, from what I understand about this, and again, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but Social Security is going to run out. And by the time that we're all eligible for it, in what we said, like 40 years roughly, it's not going to be there.
Isn't it something that everyone's paying towards, with like the increase of like taxes, like nationally? Isn't some of that money being tied away towards that? So I'm not quite understanding like how it could run out. Like maybe you have a different view there, or maybe I'm missing something.
They've been trying to do stuff like that, but you got to think how much debt our nation's in anyway. It's like, where is the money really getting delegated at the end of the day?
That's a big fucking problem, dude. Because like, I mean, like I'm sure, every time you get that pay stub, right? Like you look at those numbers going away, dude, and that shit is rape. Like, there's so much money there going away, and it's that's kind of like what caught my attention whenever you said that, because I don't know. I'm always down for a good conspiracy theory. I'm always down for a controversial talk, man. And like, I feel like it was a good opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, no, I pretty much agree too. I can't give you no logical answer on why I agree, but I think I pretty much agree with what you're saying, Bacon, is that it's just basically a flawed system. I mean, to me, it almost just like it's like an imaginary bank that's there. And yeah, I pretty much agree. Thing. I just don't have no logical answer on why I agree.
See, it's a really weird thing. I think like right now we're at a certain age where society as a whole, especially our age group, are losing a lot of trust in the government and the flow of government systems. And I think a lot of it has to do with like westernization, getting out to other countries, and them being able to influence us, open up our eyes to a lot of other things. And also just the rise of the internet, being able to share ideas, being able to expose things way more easily, where now things that before were conspiracy theories are now being able to be leaked out as proof and evidence. And it's like, it's created this very weird, like fraction almost of no trust in our government, like very little.
And I think that's always been there. I just think the internet opens it up more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all it did. Internet just blew everything up. Everything got multiplied.
I think for a lot of things. I think not only just that. I think there's just many things out there that has been going on, and we're just part of that generation who gets the technology, we're able to communicate with people all around the world. And I think it's just something that we're coming to a generation to where our eyes are getting opened up more. So,
God damn it, I love it though, man. Like it creates a lot of fucking chaos, dude. But let me tell you, I love that shit. Let's bring it on, buddy.
Well, because it's like you said, you love the conspiracies and stuff, and I haven't done a lot of research on these ones, so I don't want to go too far into them. But like, there's a bunch that are out there right now about like other countries coming in and buying a lot of land here. There's a lot going on with like other countries having like their fingers in our power grid or something. And it's all of this internet-based stuff that we were saying, where like people are digging and finding stuff. And it's like, yeah, the trust for the government isn't there. Like, I mean, if you ask me if I trust my government, no. Did Epstein kill himself?
No. Yeah, and I think... And
there goes the algorithm out the fucking window.
Yeah. Well, we did have an episode that was going to pop up. Not
that.
anymore.
Sorry.
But with you saying that, there's they're like with China, for example, they're giving loans to different parts of Africa, like big loans, and in return, if they don't pay it off, they get the land. So China's just slowly into like getting African land, and you can kind of like there's different things like with Africa, we get pushed that Africa is such a scary land, this and that, and definitely there is too. Like Somalia, fucked up place, but with China, they show a lot more good of Africa than what we get to see.
Like South Africa is beautiful.
South Africa and just other places in Africa that's not Somalia, basically. Or fucked
them
up
fucking
like
pirates, man.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking
God damn it, dude.
And another point too, I was watching an interview last night. His name is Dmitry something. It's something Russian, but he got caught in a big like cyber web hacking case. And he was basically saying that in like 1998, 1999, Russia hacked America and basically got every single American's fucking info. So it's like, it's kind of crazy out there. And then there's other people who talk about it too, as far as like with Russia and China, that there's people who get paid to like run some of these like big meme accounts that we see like on Twitter or anywhere where these memes get pushed out, Facebook. Yeah. That basically that like what their job is to create these like dividing memes that we as Americans just eat up and just fucking headbutt each other over.
Or even creating accounts, to like boost different things that are controversial or that divide. I mean, I definitely believe that. And I think it's become almost like a seed that's been planted to where now the roots are spreading out to our younger generation into gullible people. I think there's a mass majority right now. I wouldn't say majority. There's a mass chunk of society right now that feed into all this shit, man. Like,
absolutely.
It's so sad, especially the younger generation. Like, so many of them clueless. They have no clue why they believe what they believe, other than a teacher told them or they saw it on a fucking Instagram meme.
Right. And, it's because, we were all raised that we're the big superpower in the world. And the truth is the U.S. isn't the superpower that it used to be. The American people aren't the greatest in the world. I mean, realistically, around the world, we're notorious for being fat, lazy, and dumb, which is super sad because we used to be the best. We did. But I mean, we're on a lot of planes and things. We're kind of the laughing stock, which sucks.
I still fuck with America so hard, dude.
Oh, like, I do too. I love my country. Don't get me wrong.
So hard, dude. Like, I just love what it stands for. And
fat and lazy. but goddamn, will we bomb the fuck out of you?
Bro.
You talk
right.
that shit, bro. We're on that
fuck
ass.
yeah.
I was just talking about that movie the other day, dude. Oh,
Well,
bro.
I mean, you know what? The American way, it will
Movie's
bomb
so
the
funny.
shit out of you and build you back up twice as good. You
yeah,
know?
we
with
might-
the
we might-
McDonald's on the corner.
Yeah,
You're
we might
damn
fund
freaking
we
right.
might fund your enemy
Look at
too.
Hiroshima, man.
Yeah.
That place is way better than it was before.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll,
and there's
we'll bomb
McDonald's.
the fuck out of you, and we might give your enemies fucking some guns too, and fund them a little bit. We're fucked up.
God
Oh,
damn.
but then we're gonna rebuild it way tighter because we balling.
And then we're going
on
to
a
increase
budget.
taxes on people so we
Yeah.
could pay to go and cure this place once again once it goes to shit. It's so fucking corrupt, man.
Yeah, and then we'll
it's
go eat a
crazy.
triple
that what-
triple from In and Out right after too, motherfuckers.
Is that where
Little
balling on a
4x4.
budget comes from?
Probably dude. Fucking bombing on a budget, bro. Like
Bombing on a budget. Oh god.
That's
Today.
fucked. Holy
No,
shit.
but that it's definitely interesting, like, you know, thinking about these different things that are happening across the world, man. I mean, America is definitely flawed, but I also think there's a lot of beauty in here. I think what America does is it's so capitalistic in such a good way. Where like I really think that the formula that we created here is just brilliant, man. It breeds dreamers. Anyone can be a dreamer. And if you listen to the propaganda, if you listen to these media pushes, like, you won't think that you're capable of being a dreamer. You'll think that you're a victim. You'll think that you're incapable. You'll think that you've been treated unfair or cheated. But in reality, dude, like how the fuck does that quote go, man? Like, if you think you will succeed or if you think you won't succeed, both are right, or something like that, right? It's like, if you think you can do it, and if you can do it, I forgot what it's saying, but
I think
pretty
I know
much.
what one you're talking
Yeah,
about. It's like if you dream it, you believe it. Or
it's something to do with, like, in your head. If you think that you're a victim, if you think that you won't be able to do it, if you think you have all these obstacles, like, you're probably not gonna fucking make it because you're already like betting against yourself before you even start.
I heard something from this successful guy too, and I was having a conversation with him at an art show, and he told me something that was really good too, and it's a pretty popular saying, but it definitely hit home for me. And it's 1% of doubt kills. So you can believe in what you got going on 99%, but that 1% that you doubt will kill it all.
It's a fucking cancer. It just spreads.
Yep.
We just consume everything, man. And like the same could be with external sources, right? Like, you could be fucking high strung on a goddamn horse, bro, living in fucking la la land, but getting shit done and just hauling ass towards making this dream come true. And you fucking reveal that dream to a fucking negative Nancy, a realist, I guess you could say, a non-believer, a non-dreamer. And like, you could be weak enough that day, at that minute, at that hour, to where that person's negativity pierces you. And like, there goes your 1% doubt. Like,
Yeah, and to the
that
point
cancer
about the
starts to
country
grow.
too, I think we're flawed, and so is everywhere else in the world. But we are definitely, compared to a lot of other countries, we get a lot of second chances here. We actually have law and order, which is nice.
A little too much
And-
order, I would say sometimes, but
Sometimes, but it keeps, if you kill somebody, you're a goner for a minute,
Yeah.
In other countries,
Smoke some pot, you're probably a goner for a minute.
Probably.
That's fun.
It's just I think like,
Probably.
there's some things are so fucked,
Oh,
man.
like I said, it's flawed. It ain't perfect, but
but like it goes to, you know what, I like the way you put it about our country. And capitalism in itself is a beautiful thing, and we have the right to dream here, the right to choose, and you can make or break it for yourself. And it's like you were saying, you could fall into that propaganda and you can become that victim too, and you're not going to make it. But here it's a beautiful thing, and I love this country because you do have the opportunity to choose what you're going to do, whether you're going to make it or break it. And with the part that you were saying about doubt too, and you know what, that's why I think it's important every day to put something towards what you're doing and manifest where you're going. It's like I said to you earlier, I'm retiring at 35. That's me manifesting what I'm going to do. And if I tell myself that every day and I push this idea so hard, it's going to happen, because it's like, I've read some books and stuff about this kind of stuff. Like, there's a book called The Compound Effect. And it's about taking small pieces and building and building and building with these small pieces on top of each other until you're at where you want to be. And it's concepts that I take away from stuff like that that's going to get me where I want to go. And it's the stuff that people should be doing, and it's the stuff that they don't teach you to do.
Yeah, I haven't read that book, but I forgot whoever I was listening to, The Compound Effect.
Yeah.
That's basically where my analogy came from, with a wall full of sockets and you're just plugging away, because it comes from like that brick wall which you're talking about, to where you can't just slap up a whole brick wall and expect it to be there. You have to go brick by brick, whether if it's some bricks may be smaller than others, but as long as you're just adding to building that wall will get there. You may have a quarter of a brick, and maybe a half a brick, to how you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, you just have to be putting bricks on that wall. You have to be building it one way or the other. And that's basically where the analogy came from of what I say.
I think a little bit of stoicism. I think a little bit of stoicism would definitely help society right now. After the interview with Devin Coleman, Blackley, like I dove a little bit into it again, and I just forgot, like, just revisiting like the teachings of it and like the whole philosophy behind it, kind of like had me realize how much of that shit I've adapted into my life, like since I first ever like looked into it. There's like just my whole train of thought's been like shifted around to where like damn near unbreakable when it comes to certain things. Like even if something horrible happens, like it doesn't matter. If something great happens, it doesn't really matter. Like it's all going to come and go. Like the end of the day, it's like focusing on that goal and getting to that goal. Like whatever's on the way there, it doesn't even fucking matter. It's just getting
basically tunnel vision. It's a similar meme to what I saw from Gary Vee that I might have brought up in like episode 1 or 2 or whatever. And his meme was just so perfect, to where it just showed a whole bunch of different characters, and it was him. And you had one character like, I forgot what the words were. It was something along the lines like, "You suck. You're garbage. Hey, good job. You're killing it." And then it was just him, just like tunnel vision, not replying to the bad, not replying to the good, just straight tunnel vision, just on your way. And that fucking the meme really stuck out to me, because it's like, you can't, if you're going to focus on the good more times than others, you're going to focus on the bad, because if you're so used to people telling you that you're killing it, and then you see that one comment that, yo, you fucking aren't killing it, basically, it's going to stick to you because you're so used to seeing those positive comments. But if you just fucking tunnel vision, like basically what you were saying, you're just, you're going regardless. And it's a good thing that a lot of people will do, because a lot of people will get told that they are killing it or they're doing a good job. And as soon as that one person thinks differently, boom, fucking shutdown mode.
That's so true, man.
Like, for fucking what? Like, why are you shutting down because a couple people said that you're not killing it? But when someone tells you that you're killing it, you eat it up like it's a goddamn hotcake. It's a fucking trip. It's a fucking trip.
And even if you are, you aren't. Like, someone says good job, someone says bad job. Like, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because you know what? Someone can say, "Oh, you suck," whatever, and you might stop. But someone could tell you, "Hey, you're just out there killing it, man. Fucking whoop de whoop whoop, blah blah blah," and you get comfortable and you stop pushing too. That's why, like, that concept's so important, because it doesn't really matter any of it at the end of the day, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, because it could really just turn into the same outcome. But if you're focused on what you want, you're gonna get there.
Yeah, good job, bad job, you're doing the job. regardless.
Exactly.
Realistically, fuck them both. Does it feel great when someone tells you good job? Of course it does. You know, I feel like that it falls back to our childhood when, you know, your parent will tell you good job. Fuck, it means a lot, you know, especially when you get older and you hear it from your parent, who, whatever you got in your life. It feels good when you hear it. But at the end of the day, when you're on a path like ours, good job, bad job, ignore it all. You're too busy doing a job. So you just got to kind of fuck people's opinions in its own way. Be appreciative of the good ones, but be appreciative of the bad ones too. Like they're noticing you working. Everyone has a different opinion. It's like when I see, like, I have a mix right now on YouTube that's like all of a sudden gaining traction, like close to like pushing 50,000 views, which ain't shit in the long run, but still 50,000 views on a mix. I see some of the thumbs down and I just laugh about it because I'm like, someone took time to fucking thumbs it down. Like, it's fucking comes down to the good job, bad job. Like, hey, I'm doing a job. And regardless, like, you fucking, like, you listen to it and you felt a different way, fucking by all means, cool. You know, and it reminds me of the one scene Straight Outta Compton. And I fucking love that movie. I don't see movies in theaters often, but I went and saw that bitch 3 times in theaters. And there's the one scene, like, when they're coming back from tour and like they're in the tour bus and they're looking out and there's a whole big angry crowd and they're like lighting the CDs on fire, lighting merch on fire and all that. And I forgot who it was that like started to like take it the wrong way. I'm pretty sure it was Ice Cube or Easy. I think it was Eazy-E. And he was like, hey, they bought the shit at the end of the day. And it just reminds me, it's like, yo, good or bad, fucking the attention is on you anyway. So it's like, fuck.
Honestly, that's like I haven't really thought of it until you kind of like mention it like that, right? Like, whether it's good or bad, if the attention's on you, you're doing something right. And like, if you don't pay attention to the bad, if you don't listen to the good, then like overall, you're just going to keep producing good shit. I think it's so easy to get like almost like you mentioned, Chris, like where a good compliment can make you lazy. Like, you know, a good reaction could lead to you to stop improving.
Complacency.
Being comfortable.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah, it could. That's very true. It's very true. Like, some people can make them complacent. Some people can make them grind harder. But if someone tells you that and you grind harder, you just have to grind harder. If someone tells you the opposite too, like, just got to grind hard no matter what. Realistically.
That fucking tunnel vision, bro, right here. Boom.
Yep. But,
you know, it kind of goes back to that old saying, you know, opinions are like assholes. We all got them. They all stink. Fuck it all. Get where you're going.
Well, yeah. Well, we're pushing up to the 1 hour mark. So we're just going to end it off with one question that we usually ask a lot of our guests. So in about like a 60-second response, give or take, what does success mean to Chris Bacon?
You know, success to me is going to be the point where my time isn't worth money anymore, where I don't have to worry about the money versus time, where I'm financially free, like the true financially free, where I can do what I want. And if I'm making money, that's my choice. I'm completely free to do so, where I'm free. My people are free. My family is free. And, you know, it's really as simple as that for me, where I can do what I want when I want and not have to worry about the dollars versus the time.
I like that. That's really good. Yeah. That's a very unique answer as well. And it's like very easy to visualize.
Yeah. And it makes sense with the time and money, because a lot of people are just constantly like, their time is, you know, they got to go work that 40 hours, 50 hours a week. And it's all just for that dollar, just to get by. And once when you're financial free, it's not like that. Like I said earlier, everything just becomes a choice at that point on what you
exactly. Because we right now, I mean, I know a lot of us out there, and I do it too. I trade hours of my time for a set amount of money. And that sucks. I don't want to have to trade my time to survive. I want to just be able to not have to just survive. I want to be free and enjoy it. And like I said, not have to trade my time for dollars.
Beautifully said. Well,
Thank
everybody, that wraps up the Independent Mind podcast. That's Chris Bacon. Check out his brand, Death Proof. Check it out on IG. He plugged it earlier in the podcast. That's Chris Bacon. That's Giovanni. I am DJ Mixwell. As always, stay hungry, stay focused. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace. Take care.